What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is episode 3 and I'll be sharing with you some of the people who inspire me in the fitness and sporting world. Now, about a week ago I posted on Reddit on a personal training group asking them who are some of the people who inspired them, and funny enough, none of the names who inspire me were mentioned, which I found really surprising and kind of spurred me on all the more to make this video. I did come across some names which I never heard of, which I've been looking into and have been super interesting checking them out. Now, these people I could talk about all day, and obviously that would be very boring for you, so I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. Starting off with Ido Portal. First off, how are you gonna post a picture of me on Instagram and not tag me, bro?
That is the worst joke I ever heard.
No, Ido is a massive game changer for me. Coming across his work and understanding his movement, it was at a time when I was getting quite bored of doing the same old thing, and just coming across what he stands for and, seeing the bigger picture, being more of a generalist and not such a specialist was just an absolute, game changer. I love the fact where you're always practicing and learning and doing things you're bad at, and that's just what keeps you intrigued. It's what keeps you going instead of just doing the same old repetitive movements all the time. I remember when I first came across Ido, he was so fascinating in the sense where watching him move, it's like, I don't know what's going on, but I like what I see, you know what I mean? And even the way he talks sometimes, it's so in depth, you're just like, bruv, I know what you're saying, but it sounds smart to me, you know what I mean? And he's a man of depth, you can really tell that. One of my favorite quotes of his is actually to expose your practice and not practice for exposure. And I just love that. It's all about staying true to yourself, especially in this day of social media and, posting your best life and all that. It's important to stay true to your roots, to your personal movement, and, expose your practice, not practice for exposure. And I love that. When I first qualified as a personal trainer, I remember writing down one of my goals was to go on one of his courses, which I eventually did, maybe 3 years later. And it was a great course. It was based in London, and Adelia took the course, and I learned so much in that one weekend. It's just another level. And so yeah, if you've never heard of Ido, definitely check him out. Try and find some of the old archives of his where he talks about introduction to movement and some of the basics you can begin with. Absolute amazing man, and I'd love to meet him one day. Rener Gracie, man, this man's passion, his energy, it's unreal, it's unmatched, as he calls it, energy. You can just tell he's all about jiu-jitsu. Just the way he talks, it's so well put. You can tell that he's been problem solving his whole life, obviously in a physical way, but it just comes through as well verbally. The way he explains things, it's amazing. When I first started getting into BJJ, like a lot of most people, you go to a gym and you just get choked out. Like, you have no idea what's going on. It's just you're thrown into the deep end. And in a way, yes, that's the best way to learn, but it's probably not the most effective. And just watching, a lot of the Gracie breakdown videos, watching, signing up to the Gracie University and just watching the step-by-step videos, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is why I'm doing this. And just the way he explains the technique and the reasons behind doing things, it's been again an absolute game changer for me. N'Golo Kante, Lionel Messi. N'Golo is the man. Why is N'Golo in this list? Even though he's a footballer, he's probably overpaid, blah, blah, blah. N'Golo is my guy. I mean, who doesn't like N'Golo Kante? I'm a Liverpool fan, right? And I'm sure football fans of all clubs don't have a problem with N'Golo Kante. Like, you just cannot hate the man. If you hate the man, you have a problem. He came from the lower ranks in France, lower divisions, and he's, obviously shot up and rose to the highest level in such a short space of time, but he stayed true to himself. He's so humble. The fact that he's been driving a Mini Cooper up until recently only, I think he's finally upgraded. But yeah, he's just such a humble guy. He keeps his head straight. He doesn't really talk much outside of football and personal life, which I respect. I really like that about him. And he's just all about football, keeping it professional. And I think he's an excellent role model for a lot of young footballers coming up. There should definitely be more N'Golo Kantes in the world of football. Wim Hof, I think we all know Wim Hof now. He's definitely blown up over the years. But the amazing thing about him is he's been saying the same message for decades. Like before I was even born, he's been saying the same thing. I think thanks to his son, I believe, which has really helped him with the marketing and the business side of things. He's really come to the forefront of everyone in the fitness world. And so yeah, really good for him. If you don't know about him, his 3 pillars are breathing, physical movement, and cold water immersion. And yeah, they all go hand in hand, and that's what his message of promoting health and longevity. Yeah, it's an awesome stuff. I've done bits over the years, and yeah, it would definitely be a dream of mine to go on one of his courses in the future. And last but not least, my man Ross Edgley. Now Ross Edgley is probably not as well known as the others. Nonetheless, Rog Edgley is an absolute inspiration in the sense that he just destroys barriers of what you think humans are capable of. What the physical limitations and capacities of a human, he just absolutely shatters them to bits. And he just shows that a lot of things is just mind over matter. So a couple of weeks ago when I was back in the UK, we were walking by the coast, south coast, and you just see the enormity of the coastline, right? This man swam around Great Britain. Like what? He swam around Great Britain. He did 6-hour shift, swim, 6-hour rest, 6-hour shift, swim, 6-hour rest. So in his 24 hours, he had 2 6-hour swims and 2 6-hour rest periods, and he just did that. I can't remember exactly how long, but as long as it took. It was all documented with Red Bull. I believe they were releasing a new episode every week, and it was, or even more frequent, every few days. And it was just a great watch to see live as he's, is he gonna do it or is he not? And honestly, it was just unbelievable. A couple of feats to mention: this man tied a rope around a tree and then climbed up and down that rope, the height of Everest. Like, I mean, what? So yeah, Ross Edgley has definitely challenged my mindset and my meaning of fitness and what actually being fit means. And he's just another level. And yeah, a true inspiration for me there. Okay, so there you have it. Those are 5 people who've inspired me over the years. If you've never heard of any of them, do check them out. And let me know in the comments as well, who are some of the people who've inspired you? I would love to know and discover some new names I've never heard of. I hope you've enjoyed watching this mini 3-part series. If you haven't already checked out episode 1 or 2, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.